Hey guys, so I'll be honest, going into this chapter, I didn't exactly know what to expect, because even though Hatsume has been a very lively and comedic character, I knew Horikoshi would in some way or another use the current state of things to put some kind of dramatic twist on Hatsume's perspective on things. And honestly, what I got was a lot more heartbreakingly tragic, yet also uplifting than what I expected. Because understand what we basically what we're being shown in this chapter. Hatsume knows she's running herself ragged. She knows what she's doing is likely going to basically use up every resource and whatever supplies they have on hand. But to her, none of that matters. What Hatsume is doing right now in this moment is not only as a member of the support corps, but she herself in this moment is a like this moment of Hatsume just tinkering away, trying to find a way in order to provide the perfect means in order for the evacuees to escape should things go to absolute shit. This moment with her right here is her hero moment. It's her basically it's her being a hero. It's her being the hero that the public needs now. And as she tells Izuku, it's because she's perfectly aware of what's happening outside that she knows what her priorities in this fight are and where her abilities are needed the most. Because, as she points out, the slightest miscalculation in what she's doing in providing an escape for the refugees and what she's doing to protect the people and what she's trying to do to protect the people, just making the slightest the slightest difference between success or failure in making sure everyone can escape safely. If that fails, then Hatsume herself will feel like she not only failed herself, but if what she's doing fails in any which way, shape, or form, if she fails to save anyone, especially the people who depend on her, then she'll feel like then she'll have failed as a hero and she'll have failed herself. So yeah, but one thing, she'll have failed herself and the people who depend on her. And Hatsume's role in this chapter, I feel, serves as the perfect surrogate to further compound just how foolishly inept Izuku was in thinking he could do anything to stop All for One alone. Because, seriously, Hatsume, especially Hatsume of all people, I think the sport course was mentioned here and there during Izuku's more solo days during this time. But it's yeah, if you actually thought you could win without Hatsume's help of all people, yeah, that was just kind of foolish of Izuku. You needed Hatsume more than you think, dude. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, just seeing Class A gathered together like this, ready to take on the mission that they're given together, it brought up a lot of nostalgic hype from the earliest days of the series, seeing them take on seeing every Class A just kind of team up together in order to take on a threat. I guess to make a comparison specifically, it felt like when Izuku, Ida, and Todoroki had taken on a little bit of stain in the earliest, it felt a little bit nostalgic to pretty much those times again. And I'm just I'm just really excited to see everyone together again. Although I can't deny either, this mission does have me a little worried, because for as excited as I am to see Class A together in this, I keep having to remind myself, it's Horikoshi. What exactly is he gonna do, and what new wrinkle is he gonna throw into the mix? That's the big thing I'm questioning right now. Of course, it's one of those things that's also balanced out by seeing Fat Gum like Tamaki and Tamaki and all them again. But that in itself does make me wonder where Mirio and all this, and honestly, what's taking Horikoshi so long to reintroduce him into into the plot, because I feel his help is gonna be needed more than anything right now. But so yeah, I know I'm kind of all over the place with what I'm talking about here, but it's one of those things where I'm happy to see all these characters together again, but it feels much like the calm before the storm, and that's what worries me, especially after what was said about Oyama in this about what Class A had discussed about Oyama in this chapter, and that to me compiled on top of what All Might had said at the end of this chapter about the other battle that's going to happen. Like that to me kind of just puts so many red death flags on our boy Oyama. And if the other battle they're talking about is the idea in using Oyama against All for One, that is something that can only ever go so well before something blows up in their face. And Aoyama is probably the most at risk in that situation, honestly. But yeah, that aside, there's not much else to really talk about with this chapter. Although I will say this once again felt like a chapter that was far too short on the pacing side of things. Like this was a chapter that felt like it needed three more pages or five more pages for a full 20-page length to feel, I guess, complete. I don't know, I don't know, when it comes to these, it's one of those things where when it comes to these 15-page chapter things that Horikoshi's been doing, I'm sure the man probably has his reasons for only doing 15 pages per chapter now, but it's one of those things where 8 times out of 10 something always feels wrong with the pacing. It's missing a scene or two in between certain moments, which I think for as hit and miss as the production has become in recent years, is why I do at times prefer the anime, because the anime will add little scenes here and there to fill in the gaps in between moments. But yeah, I don't know. It's really kind of weird, honestly. But yeah, as a whole, honestly, I really love this chapter. For pretty much a chapter where I was expecting a little bit more of a happy-go-lucky tone with Hatsume and all that, I feel that Horikoshi really gave Hatsume a lot of freaking depth in this chapter, and a lot more than just her being the quirky mechanic character. She really did prove in this chapter that she pretty much has that, given the circumstances, she has her own burdens that she's grappling with right now. And yeah, I really do love what Horikoshi did with the character in this chapter. It's really kind of an interesting gut punch to just see what kind of burden she's dealing with. And but yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. I'm on Twitter, Analyst Control. Be sure to hit the notification bell, hit the subscribe button, and just share the video around, guys. Dark Knight signing off. Later, everyone.